Okay everyone, this time around I'm going to give you guys a quick look at every single tank. Let's dive in. Okay, let's start with D.va. She can block incoming projectiles with her defense matrix, as you can see on the screen. The bar in the middle is how much of the defense matrix you have. Every time you bring it up and use it, it goes down. You just have to wait over time to use it. She can fly around, pretty much get anywhere she wants all over the map. It's really awesome. She has big mobility. She can shoot those projectile rockets every 6 seconds. And yeah, they do a decent amount of damage, and you can just kind of like get in the face of the enemy and kind of, disorient them. Look at the explosions and everything. It's going to confuse them a little bit. So that's your goal. D.va can shoot infinitely. She never has to reload. You can use Defense Matrix, the rockets, and fly all at the same time. So you can use those abilities together, and that is how you use D.va. Depending on what you want to do, depends on which abilities you use. You don't have to use just one at the same time. Her ultimate, you can literally fly and shoot the bomb out. It's a giant bomb that just deals 1,000 damage and kills everyone around it. Then you can get right back into your mech. But let me show you something here. If you get shot, you lose all your health, you get to jump out of the mech and you're still alive and you can run around as D.va. It's pretty awesome. She basically has 2 lives and no other tank really has this. And then as soon as you do enough damage and get enough ultimate charge, you can get back in your mech. Awesome, right? D.va's really strong. Alright, Doomfist. He is a really advanced character. By the way, D.va I'd say is a beginner character. So that was his primary fire and his rocket punch. He can block incoming damage, and when he blocks incoming damage, depending on how much he blocks, it powers up his rocket punch. Then he has his seismic slam, which lets him jump from far away and slam down on the enemies. You can block more damage, see that bar filling up, and then it powers up that rocket punch. It's really powerful. His ultimate lets you fly up into the sky and then come crashing down on your enemies, and it does a lot of damage. Very good ability to power with other ultimates. Alright, moving on to the Junker Queen. I'd say that she is a midline tank character for new players. She has life leech. Every time you throw the knife that you just saw, or use the axe right here, it gives you health back over time. It stops at a certain point, but for a second it does. Alright, that shout ability gives you extra health and your teammates extra health. You can see the extra health is green on the screen. So yeah, you really just want to deal a lot of damage with her. She's a damage dealing tank for real. Throw the knife, when you pull the knife back in, it pulls the person back in and brings them right to you. And that's really her kit. And when she uses her shout, it speeds her and her team up, not just only giving them health. Her ultimate, you charge forward, dealing damage, it gives you lifelink, and it turns their health bars purple, and it makes it so the team can't be healed. Okay, Orisa, she's a beginner tank. As you can see, I'm using her primary fire. It's dealing a lot of damage, and I can shoot for a long time, but I used it too much and it overheated. If you don't let it overheat, it won't reload. That's her fortify ability. It gives her extra health, extra defense, and it makes it so she can't be moved. She spun her javelin around and threw the javelin. If you throw the javelin, it'll push people back and deal damage. If you spin it, it blocks all incoming projectiles. Her ultimate here is really unique. You can hold it for a certain period of time and charge it up all the way to 500% and then slam it down, and it deals a crap ton of damage. And that is Orisa in a nutshell. She's really powerful. Alright, our good buddy Reinhardt. He's definitely a beginner tank. He has a barrier that blocks for 1,200 damage, and you can protect the entire team. I mean, look how long I'm standing here blocking the bots. You can send out your little fire beam strikes, and you have 2 of them. You can charge, hit someone against the wall, and basically get an insta-kill. Swing your hammer around, deal a crap ton of damage. Yeah, we're just getting ultimate charge here. You can throw out 2 fire strikes now. Didn't used to be that way. He's really powerful. Right, and I'll show you guys here that when he charges, you can actually stop the charge halfway. You don't have to go for the whole time. His ultimate is Shatter. It makes people fall down on the ground and get stunned, and then you and your team can just go at it. And his charge is really good at getting away. I mean, look how far you can go with that. Alright, Roadhog. He can hook people, pull them in, shoot them, and that's pretty much Roadhog in a nutshell already. That secondary fire you're seeing lets you shoot for far away, so you can hit people at like mid-distance. You can shoot people after you pull them in, and then also melee them, and it'll deal decent damage. So I'm taking some damage here because I want to show you guys that Roadhog's other ability lets him heal himself. Yep, sucking it up. But not only does it let him heal himself, he also takes less damage while he's using it and getting hit. And so we're just going to mess around here, deal some damage, get some ultimate charge for you guys. Roadhog's ultimate is really powerful. I'd say Roadhog is really just a damage dealing tank. Like, his goal is to really get picks. Alright, here's his ultimate, Whole Hog. It just shoots out a bunch of bullets. You can stop it, you can fire it, you can stop it, you can fire it. So you don't have to use it all at once. Especially if there's something in the way that you don't want to be shooting at. Like Genji's Deflect. Alright, Sigma. I'd say Sigma is an advanced character. I'd say Roadhog is definitely like a midline character as well. Sigma, that is his primary fire. You can bounce it off of walls, and if you get it right, you can get it to bounce off and deal damage. But it does a little bit less damage. If you see, I'm getting direct hits there, it's dealing more. You can shoot it in the middle, it'll hit both. It's like tiny bombs that bounce around. That rock, you can throw from a far distance, and it'll hit people and push them back. Kind of stun them. And that's his barrier. He can send the barrier out, recall it. He can suck up bullets there, and it will give him armor. So he has a lot of defense. Like, he can't deal a lot of damage, but he definitely has a lot of defense. And then here is his ultimate. It basically lets him fly, pick up a group of people that are in that circle, and when it slams them down, it deals half of whatever health they have. But yeah, he's really crazy. Alright, Winston. That jump right there lets you bridge the gap between the enemies. His barrier prevents damage from being hit on you and your teammates. And that's his primary fire. Yeah, just electricity, and then you can charge up his secondary fire and it'll shoot electricity from far away. So that is Winston's kit entirely. I'd say he's a midline tank for beginners. But yeah, he can do a lot of damage and he doesn't have to aim. So you kind of just jump in there, deal damage, and jump out. His jump lets him bridge like literally huge gaps. You can jump all over the map. And when you land on people when you jump, it also does damage. Not just a regular jump, but that jump does damage and knocks them back. And his ultimate here makes him go crazy, gets him really powerful. He has 1,050 health, and he can just smack enemies around. So if you're real low health and you use that, you'll actually go all the way up to 1,000. So he's pretty nuts. I mean, look how far that jump is. Alright, Wrecking Ball. This is definitely an advanced character. That's his primary fire. Has a lot of bullets, does a decent amount of damage, and you can get headshots with him. So yeah, and then he can grapple the wall, pull himself forward, and push people around and deal damage in his ball form. I use shields right there, and you can see on the screen it says 6 seconds. You get shield depending on how many enemies are around you. So that was how much I got with 2 enemies. You can grapple and kind of swing around as the ball. You can move around as the ball really fast to get away. It's really powerful. And then this is ultimate, is a minefield that he sends out, and when you move around you die, or if you're too close to them already. And his other ability, when you're up in the air, you can slam down and deal damage. So there's a lot to combo with Wrecking Ball. He's very, very advanced. Alright, the final tank, Zarya. That's her primary fire, and I'd say she's a beginner tank as well. Really good at supporting the team. So yeah, she can shoot out her energy beam, and she used her bubble ability there, and you can see it says 13 on the screen. I bubbled a teammate, and you see how that is up to 20? That means I'm going to deal more damage with my primary fire and that secondary fire, which is basically just shooting out energy bombs. And that is Zarya. She can use 2 bubbles to bubble herself or bubble her teammates. So she's really good at just getting energy charge to deal more damage and basically just protect the team and get a lot of kills. Yep, so you can get her energy up to 100, and you guys can see that it slowly goes down over time. Her ultimate right there pulls people in and makes it really easy for you to team up with other ultimates. It's the best ultimate in the game in my opinion. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and were able to learn a little bit. Thank you guys so much. I'll catch you on the next one. Flash out.